and we all get together,
Nice.
the whole family. So, yeah.
I love it. Too bad there's only one day of thankfulness in our 365 days.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I'm thankful that I have my husband. Oh my gosh. But more importantly, we're thankful for you guys. So with that, let's get started with our jingle. Good morning. Welcome to ABC Yoga. I'm Amy. Bill in the background, and of course, we'll see an occasional cat. So we're going to start seated this morning.
All right.
Seated. I'll turn up the volume. So maybe finding a brick if you need a little more lift. But finding those sits bones, wiggle around a little bit till you'll find that grounded space with your sits bones. Nice, beautiful, tall spine. Allowing those hands to gently rest on top of your thighs. As we open up our collarbones, the shoulder blades slide down the back body. Let the belly be nice and soft. Our head is level. We begin to allow ourselves energetically to just come into the space around us. So with your eyes closed, just feel the temperature on your skin. Notice your clothing as it touches the body. So we clue into the sounds around us. Taste inside your mouth. Noticing the sensations around the nose with each inhalation and exhalation, maybe the temperature of your breath. And finally, that internal vision with our eyes closed. Let's take another breath here. We'll let that go. And inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center, bowing your forehead to the tips of your fingers. As we set an intention for our practice this morning, we're just giving thanks for all that we have in our lives. Flutter our eyelids open and allowing our hands to find the groundedness, all 10 finger pads to the floor. On an inhalation, let's reach that right hand up towards the left ear as we draw our right ear towards our right shoulder. Eyes soft or closed. And then we'll elevate that left hand. Maybe draw that right ear a little closer to the shoulder. Then we'll release both hands to the floor. Again, find that groundedness, feel all 10 finger pads. And on the next inhalation, the left hand up to the opposite ear, left shoulder. We swallow. Find that breath in the body. And then elevate that right hand off the floor. Breathing in and out through the nose. And releasing both hands to the floor. You can keep your hands grounded or maybe bring them towards your lap as we bring our chin towards our chest. And we take some slow circles with our head. Notice where the shoulders are. We draw them away from the ears. Noticing the various sounds. Go slower than you want to. Let's finish that last revolution. As the chin comes to the chest, we lift our head and we come to the other side. Chin towards our chest. Rotate the head in the opposite direction. Breathing in and out through the nose. Let's finish this last revolution. Bring our head back to center and we'll twist to the right. So the left hand on the right knee, we lift our hearts, breathe in and twist a little further to the right. 2 more. Find that breath. We'll inhale. Gentle twist on the exhale. 1 more in breath. And we twist. And we'll come to the other side, right hand on the left knee, our heart lifts, and we twist. We breathe in, and we twist. One more inhale, and we twist. We'll come back to center, hands on those knees. Let's draw those knees in. We're going to begin by starting to warm up our core. So our fingers are facing towards our hips, 6 to 12 inches. You can bend those elbows. We'll hug those knees in, and we extend. Slow it down. We breathe in, squeeze, lengthen, exhale. Warming up that core. We're breathing. Notice if those knees are opening. You want to squeeze those knees together, get that core activated. 5 more. Are you breathing?
Yeah.
That's 3. He's so quiet. Phil's never quiet. 2. And 1. Just allow those feet to come to the floor. Let's wrap our arms around the tops of our legs. Forehead towards our knees. Breathe into that back body. Allow those shoulders to draw away from our ears. Lift our heart, lift our head, cross our ankles, and we'll come onto our hands and knees. So we gently wag our tail side to side. Add some energy to the tops of our feet. And finding a few cat-cows to begin to articulate our spine. So chin towards our chest. Lift that back body, root the shins, root the palms, lift the back body a little higher. Then inhale, our heart reaches forward, we open up our collarbones, sits bones high, then we draw that navel in, that rounded back body. We shine our heart forward, inhale, exhale. Big breath in, 2 more. Let's take 1 more. We come back to neutral. Tops of our feet root. A little more activation in our core as we just hover those knees off the floor. Look straight ahead. Shine our elbow eyes in towards that center line. So you're rotating those arms. Can you lift another inch? Then lower the knees down. We bump those hips side to side. We have 2 more. So looking straight ahead, back of the neck lengthens, opening up the tops of the feet as we elevate those knees just a couple of inches. Root through the hands. Can you lift a little higher? And lower those knees down. Bump your hips side to side. He's not quiet anymore. So 1 more. Tops of the feet root. We cover those knees. Look straight ahead. Root through the hands, root through the tops of the feet. Let's lift that back body a little higher as we rotate over the feet and just pedal out those feet, warming up those calves, finding our first downward dog. Our head is super heavy. We shake it out. And for a few breaths here, finding stillness in our downward dog. So spreading those toes and fingers wide. Take a moment to look at your wrist creases, make sure they're parallel to the tops of the mat. We straighten through those elbows. And everyone, let's take a deeper bend in those knees. Press your chest a little closer to your thighs. We lift those sits bones and draw those heels to the floor. On our inhale, we're going to lift our heels as high as we can. Spin your knees to the left. Then we drop the hip down. On an inhale, we lift up. We spin our knees and feet in the opposite direction. You can stay here, a great side body stretch, or lower those hips. So it looks different for all of us. We'll do it 1 more time. So we're on the tops of our feet, knees and feet to the left. We drop the hips down. Gorgeous. We lift up and twist 1 more time. Lowering those hips down and find our stillness in our downward dog. 1 more time, shake out that head.
Yeah.
And we'll walk our feet to the heel of our hands. Keep your feet hips distance apart. We interlace our hands behind the back body, halfway lift. On an exhalation, crown the head towards the floor, soften those knees, look at your toes, spread them wide. Now take your hands away from the back body. So if this is challenging, just don't interlace your hands, but see if you can lift your hands away from the back body. So you feel that opening in the shoulders, shake out that head. We find that halfway lift, opposite thumb on top, soften those knees, crown of the head to the floor, draw those hands away from the back body. A deep bend in that left knee as you bring your chin towards that right shin. Firing those hamstrings up. Now we take a deep bend in the right knee, chin towards that left shin. Let the head be loose. Your feet are rooted. Note if your heels are lifted, root them to the floor. We'll come back to center. Release your hands. We'll walk our feet back, our hands forward into our first high plank. Shoulders over the wrist creases. Steady foundation with the feet. Turn the eyes of your elbows in. We'll lift that back body. Look straight ahead. Navel in and up towards the core. We'll rock backwards and forwards, warming up the ankles, the wrists. Beautiful. Lift those sits bones, eyes towards the back of the mat. Next inhalation, we find that high plank again. Shoulders over the wrist creases. Now walk your toes in the center line. We'll hover that right foot a couple of inches off the floor. Take the knee to the shoulder. Then we extend. 4 more. Knee to the right shoulder. And lengthen. Engaging that core. Take your time. We have 2 more on this side. Right knee towards right shoulder. Last one. Right knee to right shoulder. Feet to the floor. Between sides, let's take a quick downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Straighten through those elbows. Shake out that head. On an inhalation, we find our way back into that high plank. So the left leg covers off the floor. You can stay right here or draw the knee to the shoulder. And we lengthen. 4 more. We're breathing and extending. 3 more. Last 2. Really warming up that core. On 1, lower the feet down. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Keep your hands where they are. We walk our feet now to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift, that deep forward fold, and just unwind the spine. A full breath in. And we'll take our hands to our heart center as we fold. Take your time. Ride that breath all the way down. We find that halfway lift. Step, maybe jump those feet back. High plank to low plank. Drop the knees if you wish. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Warrior 1. Feet on the floor, full breath in. We take our hands through heart center. Vinyasa, right foot back. High plank to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our left leg lifts. Take your time, step it forward, warrior 1. Ride that all the way up. And hands to heart center as we find that vinyasa. So you can just meet in downward dog, maybe drop your knees. And modify a baby cobra. We'll always meet in downward dog. So noticing what your energy level is, what you want to get out of your practice, make it your own. Please take 1 more full breath in. A deep exhalation. Look forward, bend those knees, step, maybe just walk to the top. That halfway lift and that deep forward fold. Let's unwind that spine. And then big breath in, lines of energy out through the fingertips as we ride that breath down. Uttanasana, take your time. Beautiful. Crown of the head towards the floor. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. A cobra or up dog. We meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right hip lifts. Warrior one. A full breath in. Hands through heart center. Your vinyasa. Add extra push-ups if you wish. But we're breathing. Having the breath initiate the posture. The next inhale, left leg lifts. We step it forward. Warrior one and ride that breath high. Hands through our heart center. Moving with mindfulness, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, we pause and breathe. Our soft eye gaze, our drishti towards the back of the mat. Toes turn in slightly. Heels to the floor. Take another full breath here. A deep exhalation, look forward. Deep bend in the knees, we step, walk, or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Our forward fold. And we rise. Full breath in. As we take our hands to our heart center. Take your time. Halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Nice, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. We find warrior one. Ride that breath all the way up as we open into warrior two. Soft eye gaze over the right middle finger. Notice what's happening with that back hand. You want to keep it in line with in the same plane as the other arm. Now let's lower, deepen into our hips. Turn the right palm high as we reverse our warrior. That right knee is still tracking forward. Like we did at the beginning of class, just take that opposite hand, that left hand out towards the front of your mat. I guess at the back of your mat. Another breath here. And hands to the floor. That right leg back. Vinyasa. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog is towards the back of the mat. Our left leg lifts. Warrior one. A full breath in. As we open into warrior two. Settling into those hips. Notice again where that right hand is. Is it lower than the left? You want it in the same plane. Sit a little deeper. Left knee is staying safe, opening towards the pinky toe. As we take the left palm high, reverse your warrior. And again, we'll just float that right hand towards the back of your mat. Fan those left ribs wide. Another breath here. Hands to the floor. Left leg back. Your vinyasa, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, we pause and breathe. Lifting through those sits bones. Activate those heels to the floor. Shake out that head. A full breath in. Let it go completely. Look forward. Deep bend in the knees, deep hip crease. We step, maybe hop to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And again, just unwind that spine. Stacking each vertebra on top of one another. A full breath in as we fold forward. Uttanasana. Find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. A cobra or up dog. We meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Step it forward into that high lunge. Hands outside the front foot into our easy twist. Right hand up towards the sky. Take a full breath in here. On an exhale, the hand goes between the knee and the left arm. Fingers towards that left side of the mat. We breathe in, we extend. Exhale, soften and lower. Two more. Big breath in. Full exhale. Last one, inhale. We'll finish it out and then keep that right hand up towards the sky. Spread the fingers wide. Right foot roots. We come all the way up into that twisting high lunge. So scissor action in the hips. That right knee tracks over the right ankle. Spread the fingers wide and we'll reverse. So right hand outside the left thigh as you just open up. Find that breath. And then hands to the floor. That right leg back. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So the left leg lifts. Step it forward into that supported high lunge. Right hand on the inside of the left foot and the left hand comes up towards the sky. So just take a moment to look at that left foot. Four corners are rooted. A full breath in here. On an exhale, just snake the hand between the knee and the arm. And we breathe in. Exhale. Two more. Full breath in. Nice long exhalation. One more. We take the breath in. We lower the hands towards the side of the mat and just take that left hand up towards the sky. So we root through that left foot. Use that core to come all the way up into that twisted, supported high lunge, hands towards the side of your mat. So those arms are in the same plane. Stay here or let that left hand go, right hand up. As you track that knee, feel that gorgeous hip stretch. Another full inhale, hands to the floor. Left leg back, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. That beautiful long spine, the sits bones lifting high. Soften those knees just a little bit. Shake out that head. What's happening with the shoulders? Are they rotating in towards your ears? Can you rotate them away from your ears? Free up that head and neck. Feel that expansion in the upper back. We take a full breath in. Let it go completely. Look forward, deep bend in those knees. Step, hop, jump, whatever it takes to get to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. That deep forward fold as we sit into our chair, into our Thanksgiving chair. So lift those sits bones.
Thanks, Chair.
Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Squeeze those knees together. Let's lift those arms a little higher. Squeeze those knees together as we sit a little deeper. So we're just going to find that flat tabletop. So you're lifting your sits bones toward the back of the space. You're finding that tabletop with the back body. Your palms are facing towards one another. Squeeze those knees together. And we'll take our hands to heart center as we fold. Beautiful. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. We meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. We step it forward into that supported high lunge. Right hand up towards the sky in that easy twist. Right foot roots. Use that core. Come all the way up into that twisted high lunge. We take our hands out towards the side and then bring your hands up overhead. So you're looking straight ahead. We take a breath in here. On an exhale, we hover. Lower those arms, look straight ahead. Full breath in, we lengthen. Exhale, we let go. 3 more. Breathe in. Nice long exhale. 2 more. We lengthen and lower. 1 more. Seeing all kinds of things happening in the cookie household. We hover and then extend that back leg. Let's bring our prayer to our heart center. Inhale and we twist to the right. That left elbow outside the right knee. Maybe modify, take that left knee to the floor or reach through that left heel. Spin the belly and the chest a little more to the side. Feel the soles of your palms connected. Can you take your belly off that right thigh? Maybe expand your hands. Taking the bind for some of you. Maybe opening up your heart towards the sky. One more breath here. And on an exhale, hands release to the mat. Right leg back. High to low plank. The cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. The left leg lifts. Step it forward into that supported high lunge into that easy twist. On an inhale, the left foot roots. We come all the way up. Spin your hands to the center and then up towards the sky. So we're looking straight ahead. Draw those shoulders down the back body. We breathe in here. Exhale, we hover. We lengthen and soften. We've got 3 more. Full breath in, expand, let go, release, we hover. Last one, breath in. We extend, we lower, and then take your hands back up as we bring our prayer to our heart center. Full inhale, and we twist to the left. So snake that elbow outside the knee. Soles of our palms pressed together. What's happening with that right foot? Is the leg just hanging out? You want to reach through the heel. Maybe spin your chest a little further to the side. You can expand those hands. Take the bind. Another full breath in. On an exhale, just release. Your vinyasa. Left leg back, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. We pause, breathe. Shake out that head. Noticing where you feel the breath in the body. Can you send it all the way to the belly? We're expanding the inner body with each breath in. Letting go. It's not working for us. Squeezing it out of the body. Take another full inhale. Nice long exhale. We look forward, bend the knees, step, hop, jump to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift. Forward fold as we sit into our chair. Extend those hands. Spread those fingers. Look at those 10 toes. The knees are squeezing in. We lift those arms. We take the hands behind you. Lift those heels. Squeeze those knees. Balance on the balls of the feet. Pause. And we lower and lift. Hands behind you. Squeeze. Find that balance. We'll take one more. Inhale. Exhale, the hands behind you. Look forward. Open up the arches of the feet. Balance on the balls of the feet. As we lower, take our hands to heart center and fold. Let's split those feet. Peace fingers around those big toes. Halfway lift. Elbows to the side. Crown of the head towards the floor. We shake out that head. Shoulders draw away from our ears. Taking the weight forward, opening up the backs of the legs. Steady breathing. Let's find 2 more breaths here. Just tracing that breath in and out through the nose. We take another inhale. Let it go. Let's release our toes. Spin those toes out. Deep squat, malasana. So those elbows in the inside of our knees. Hands to our heart center. Lift your heart. We're lengthening that back body. So we root to rise here. So feet, use all four corners of the feet on an inhale. You lift and clear that air as we bend those knees. Bring our hands to our heart center. 4 more. Full breath in, we lift. Exhale. Gorgeous. 3 more. Inhale. Expand. Soften. Let go. Last 2. And 1 more. Big breath in. Let's ride it all the way back down into Malasana. Hands at our heart center. So taking a look at your feet, make sure your knees are tracking over those ankles. Can you lift your heart? Take that right hand in the inside of the right foot, left hand up towards the sky. So maybe you take that left hand behind the back body, you find that hip crease. And we'll lower that left hand now in the inside of the left foot. The right hand lifts. You keep it there. Maybe it comes behind the back body. You find that hip crease. 1 more breath here. Gorgeous. Let's release the hands. Walk the hands forward, the feet back into our downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. The right leg lifts. Here comes our mountain lion. We take that right knee towards our right shoulder. We squeeze in and we lengthen. On an inhale, take that knee to the nose, round the back body, extend, find that length. We crisscross to that opposite elbow. We lengthen, good morning, and we'll step that foot forward and come all the way up. As we bring our prayer to our hearts, full inhale, and we twist to the right. Soles of the palms connect, expand, maybe find that bind. So finding the fingers, turning your chest up towards the sky. We'll release the hands to the floor, our right leg back, high plank to low, cobra or upward dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our left leg lifts. Take the knee outside that left elbow, hover, and lengthen. Now that knee comes towards our nose, we round the back body, lift that back body, and extend. We crisscross to the opposite elbow, and we lengthen. Step the leg forward into our crescent lunge, come all the way up as we bring our prayer to our hearts and twist right elbow outside that left knee. Soles of the palms connect. We splay our hands. Maybe find that bind. Maybe you just start with one hand. Another breath in. Let's release the hands to the floor. Left leg back. Really beautiful, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. We move in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Shake out that head. Keeping your hands where they are, we walk our feet 6 to 12 inches. If it's available for you to have your heels reach the floor, fine. We'll crisscross, take a hand to the opposite elbow, gaze under that right shoulder. The head is heavy. Opening up those hamstrings, bend those knees if you need to. Just finding more openings in our body, breath by breath. And we'll take the opposite hand, the opposite ankle. Head is heavy. Steady breathing. One more in breath. Let that go. Release the hands to the floor. Walk your feet back. We'll cycle through a vinyasa, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Last sequence, the right leg lifts. Take the knee to the right shoulder, hover. We extend. We take that knee to the nose, round that back body, and we lengthen. Now we crisscross the knee to the left elbow, extend that right leg, finding fallen triangle. So weight into the right hand, left hand up towards the sky. We lift those hips, open up that heart, shake out that head. Watch that left hand as it comes to the floor. Just step it back. Your vinyasa, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. When we get in downward dog, we pause and breathe. Find that breath. You know where we're going. So that left leg lifts. You take the knee outside the left elbow. Pause here, find that core connection. And then extend, push the chest towards the thighs. Now the knee to the nose, we round that back body. We lengthen and extend. We cross the knee to that right elbow. I'm avoiding a cat out of the camera view. Extend the leg, right hand up towards the sky. Lift those hips, open up that chest for that fallen triangle. One more breath. Watch that right hand as it comes to the floor. Left leg to the mat. High to low plank, a cobra or upward dog, downward dog, to our first child's pose. So the hips are super heavy. Steady breath. Spread your fingers out, try not to cross your hands. Rooting the palms in each finger pad to the floor. Melt your chest. If you want to find a deeper expression in this child's pose, if it's available, you can bring your chest or chin to the floor. But just find stillness for these next few breaths. Keeping those knees, if you find any sensations in those knees, we can always modify this posture. Hips are heavy. Feel your toenails. Remember that intention or the thanks you thought of at the beginning of class. And let's just seal that in by coming onto our elbows, bringing your prayer over your heart, over your head, and then take the prayer over your heart. Gratitude, community, friendship, family, love. We'll slowly lower our hands to the floor. We'll transition onto our hands and knees. Lift those sits bones. We walk our hands and feet towards one another as we unwind that spine. A full breath in. Hands to our heart center, Samastitihi. We pause and breathe. Feel the foundation of your feet, centering the bones over one another, finding that crown of your head. Imagine a bright light coming out of your head. As we flutter our eyelids open, and we'll find our figure four. So that right ankle on that left thigh, hands to your heart. We start with bending that left knee. Take those elbows out to the side and just begin to lower those hips. Looking straight ahead. Flex the right foot. What's going on there, Bug?
Balance.
So modify as you will. Concentration, gorgeous. You Hollywood folks are looking amazing. On an inhale, we ride the way up. And lower that right foot to the floor. And we'll come to the other side. So use that core to just lift that knee. If it's available, bring that ankle on your thigh. And then we begin to flex that foot. Start with those elbows out to the side. Our shoulders slide away from our ears. And we just begin to Deepen that bend in the right knee and allowing those hips to descend. Looking straight ahead. Concentration. Maybe you just pause and stay right here. After a breath or two, going a little further. And we ride that breath up. Release that foot to the floor. Take your hands alongside the body and let's just twist out that spine. Finding that breath for 3, 2, and 1. Nice, we'll heel toe those feet together and we'll take one more balancing pose. We'll find our dancer. So that right elbow towards our right hip, left arm extends. Find the inside of the right foot, hug those knees together. Start with the kicking action. So that left hand's not even moving. I'm kicking the right toes up and towards the back of the space. And when I find that area of resistance, then I start adding the reach. Look straight ahead. Concentration. Still breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe that foot starts coming over the head as you kick and reach. And then come all the way up, ride that breath. Beautiful. Hands to your heart center, Samasti Tahi. A full cycle in, a nice long exhale as we come to the other side. So opposite elbow towards hip, right hand high. Maybe this is your balancing posture. Maybe you bend the knee, reach for the inside of the foot, hug those knees together. So start with the kick. So the left toes up and towards the back of the space. When you find that resistance, begin to find that reach. So maybe you pause after a breath, find that balance, and you find you can kick a little more, reach a little further. So keeping those fingers in line with the third eye right between your eyebrows. That right foot is your foundation. We kick and reach. We kick and reach. One more, find that full expression. Then we ride that breath up. Beautiful, Samasti Tahi, hands to your heart center. So let's split our feet hips distance apart. Well, actually a legs distance apart. Our toes turned in slightly. We inhale those arms up overhead. Deep bend in that right elbow. You can keep that hand on your elbow, maybe finding that bind. Maybe you just hold onto your clothing behind you. A full breath in. Slight bend in those knees. Hinge from your hip creases. Take the weight into the balls of the feet. Crown of the head towards the floor, maybe onto a brick. We take one more breath here. Complete that exhalation. Slowly ride that breath, just halfway lift. And then we come all the way up. We take our time and release. Hands alongside the body. Readjust. Inhale, arms extend. This time the left elbow bends. Keep that hand supporting. Finding the bind, hanging onto your clothing, whatever's available. Lift your heart. Hinge from your hips. Soften those knees as you wish. Take your time. Lengthening that spine. Crown of the head towards the floor. More weight into the balls of the feet. Finish that exhalation. On an inhale, we just find that halfway lift. Root through the feet. Engage that core. Come all the way up. And we release. Heel toe those feet together. And we'll stand at the top of our mat. Samasti Tahi. A full breath in. We melt forward. Halfway lift. Just bend those knees. And we'll come onto our back body. So those knees are hugging in. Take your arms around your legs. Find opposite elbow if it's available. Your big toes are next to one another. You squeeze those knees into your chest. Chin towards your chest, so you're lengthening the back of the neck, and draw your shoulders away from your ears. Can you bring a little more of your spine in contact with your mat? So you're tucking that tail under. Extending that left leg, hug that right knee into your chest, find some ankle twists in one direction. And then we'll twist opposite direction. As you draw the knee across the body, extend that right arm and maybe take a gaze over that right shoulder. Allow the body to relax. Breathing in and out through the nose. And we'll come on to our back body, extend the right leg. And on that inhale, the left knee hugs in. Some twists with the ankle. We'll twist in the opposite direction. As we draw the knee across the body, extend that left arm. Maybe take your gaze over that left shoulder. Steady breathing. Then we'll come back to our back body. Bend both knees, setting up for our bridge. Our feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. We always turn our palms up towards the sky, using all four corners of the feet. So the key to this posture is really engaging those legs. So from that foundation with our feet, let's lift our hip points, walk your shoulders underneath. Maybe you interlace those hands, chin towards your chest, energetically squeeze those knees towards one another. Unhinge that jaw. Can you lift the front body a little higher? 2 more breaths here. Let's lift that front body 1 more centimeter. Then as slowly as you can, vertebra by vertebra, unwind the spine. Those knees kiss, you can walk the feet out to the sides of the mat. We take both hands on our belly. Pause and breathe. Relax your face. Open up your feet. Bridge number 2. So palms up towards the sky, root the feet, lift those hip points, walk your hands and shoulders underneath, maybe interlace the hands, or stay supported with your hands underneath your hips. Back of the neck lengthens again, our chin is coming towards our chest. That steady rhythmic breathing in and out through the nose. So our breath is always our greatest indicator. If we're holding our breath, we're not in the posture safely. So you want to find that rhythmic breathing, whatever the posture is. We find that resistance, we back off and just find stillness in this last breath. Maybe you can find a little more height. We ride that breath down. Knees kiss, open up the feet. Let's take our hands on our heart center. Pause and breathe. 1 more. So feet open. Palms up towards the sky. I'm going to take a full Urdhva here. So finding your bridge or coming all the way up into our full wheel. Walk your hands a little closer, straighten through those arms, melt through the heart. Find that breath. Another inhale. When you come down, chin towards your chest. Protect that neck into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of our feet together. A hand on your belly, a hand on your heart center. Allowing those inner groins to soften. Notice what's connected with the floor. See if you can let go a little bit. Can you feel the sensations of your feet as they connect with one another. Notice the temperature. Relax your face, unhinge that jaw. We'll take our hands outside our knees, squeeze those knees together, and let's rock our spine backwards and forwards. We'll cross our ankles, step back into a vinyasa, or just meet in downward dog. So we inhale that right leg up towards the sky to our pigeon. Right knee, right thumb, extend that leg. We do that now in our live class on Thursday. So forehead towards the top of our hands, draw your shoulders away from your ears, settling in. Just letting go here. Allow the body to open, just breath by breath. Enjoying the stillness. One more breath here. A nice long exhalation. We lift our hearts. Tuck the left toe under. Step back into downward dog. You can cycle through a vinyasa. We'll take the other side. When you're ready, that left leg lifts, and we draw the knee to the left thumb, finding our pigeon on the other side, right leg extends, and just melt forward. Forehead to the tops of your hands. Letting those hips open. Great time to take a body scan. When I'm in this position, my shoulders reach up to my ears, so just draw them away. Notice if your hands are gripping, what can you soften? And just sending the breath to that outer left hip. We have 2 more breaths here. A final full inhale. Let that go. We lift our hearts, weight into that left hip as we swing our legs around, flexing those feet. And a full breath in as we melt forward. Flexing those feet, softening those knees. And on an inhalation, we lift our heart. Let's take a bend in that right knee, right hand behind the hip, the left arm up. Take the elbow outside the knee as we twist. So nice tall spine, and we twist. Maybe you take the bind. Can stay right here, or an option to extend that leg. So making this your own. One more inhale as we twist, and we'll come back to center. Extend both legs, shake them out. A full breath in as we melt forward. Pachimottanasana, last time. And on an inhale, we lift our heart. This time the left knee bends, right foot flexes. Full breath in, elbow outside the knee as we twist. We inhale and twist. You can take the bind again. Maybe just extend that leg. We'll take one more inhale as we twist. Come back to center. This time we'll open up our feet. Soles of our feet together. A nice tall spine. Baddha Konasana. Just floating your butterfly wings. As we reach our heart forward, elbows towards our knees. Now round that back body. We lift our heart, extend those legs, and finding our way into Shavasana. So slowly lowering that back body to the mat. Take your time. Coming all the way down. As we take up a lot of space on the mat, turn your palms up towards the sky. A full breath in here. Just sigh it out. Ah. As you let go and just be. Gently rock your head side to side, wiggling your fingers, and just rocking your toes in and out, windshield wiper them back and forth as we hug our knees back into our chest. Allow those knees to fall to the floor as we find our way to a comfortable seated position. Our eyes soft or closed. A Thanksgiving blessing. Cookie's heard this before, but I have not found anything more beautiful for a Thanksgiving than this blessing. Let us join our hands and hearts in gratitude on this wondrous day, where we have the abundance of our lives before us. We remember on this day of bounty, all of those who do not have enough, who are afraid, who are lonely, and who suffer. We wish for the abundance of this world to be shared, for fear to become love, for the lonely to feel welcomed, and for the suffering to know rest and joy. For the laborers, the love, the care that gave us delights of this and every day, we say thanks. For the nourishment of our spirit, the challenges that strengthen us, and the friends we have on this journey, we sing thanks. For all that is in our lives, for these good gifts, we whisper thanks. Overflowing with gratitude, let us shout thanks. A Thanksgiving blessing by Naomi King. So bringing our hands to our heart center, bowing our forehead to the tips of our fingers. Just thanking all of you for being part of this community, being in our lives. And we'll seal class off with one beautiful Om. So please sip in the inhalation. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you for a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Wonderful Thanksgiving. We wish you guys were here a little closer. Cookie, I hope to maybe see you on Thanksgiving if you take yoga.
Oh, I'm in the desert.
Oh, good.
I'm in
Oh,
the desert.
wonderful.
Are you teaching